minions in order to be maximized. You know, down to just like the 1 health preservation on certain stuff so that your opponent doesn't have a good clear. You know, using the Mountain Giant to trade over a 4/1 Twilight Drake to snowball the board position. You know, that's stuff that I probably don't pick up on. To me, I look at it and I'm like, looks like you can't kill the 8/8 to me. Straight to the face.
Straight to the face. I don't blame you. If a Mountain Giant doesn't hit face, I'm a little sad. That's what Mountain Giants were built to do.
Well, not lately, it seems. I've noticed the players who are winning more are tending to use Mountain Giants to clean up board positions.
I mean, especially against that deck, though. You kind of have to respect each board they can make. I've seen people die to 0/1 frogs.
Oh, mama, that hand. That's serious.
They don't call it Miracle Rogue for nothing, Admirable. And that's a lot of spiders.
Zalae typically in this matchup is trying to just get stuff on board that's difficult for Amnesiac to clear. You know, 4 health minions are pretty much right at that mark. Then trying to deliver the pressure afterwards. He's got a pair of Faldori Striders of coin.
Amnesiac does pick up the Mountain Giant.
Now, I'll be curious to see if Zalae coins out one of these Faldori Striders. You know, given that he's got SI7 agent as well, I could see hanging on that coin. Maybe he could draw a Vile Spine. I can get some big stuff done, but turn 3, turn 4 Faldori Strider. That's so good.
It's hard to pass up on that, especially when you can get it down before, you know, Amnesiac can play any of his large threats.
You know, the one thing that made it really encourage him to go towards the coin Faldori Strider as well is the fact he picked up Firefly. So he can keep that 1/2 around as a combo activator.
You see Amnesiac there just tempoing out the Plated Beetle, respecting the board states that Zalae can make.
I think he's got to fight for it. I think if he tries to go towards a Mountain Giant play here, A, it's just on turn 4 anyway. That's right into the disaster turn of coin Vile Spine Slayer. And B, let's just say Zalae had Cold Blood here. Just plays the other 1/2 and he Cold Bloods and he attacks for 5. Well, now you're pretty much just dead after that.
I mean, yeah, that's not getting answered for a full another turn, and that's delaying the Giant anyways, so
yeah,
might as well put the minion out to try and combat that.
I think you got to fight for board against Miracle Rogue very hard, as you did back in the day. This deck doesn't just mess around anymore. It's got some pretty serious minions.
Not even using the backstab. He's going to set up a kill because he knows Amnesiac's going to value trade. I like holding on to the backstab. It can set up with the SI in later turns.
Yeah, it also allows him to coin out that Faldori. You know, if he draws Vile Spine, still got an activator for it.
Exactly.
Don't tell me what to do.
Also allows him to clear off this. Maybe he was thinking of Vulgar Homunculus. Allows him to go backstab SI7 agent.
Yep, and then he daggers again and clear skies.
Maybe he has a read on Amnesiac, you know, playing this match a little bit different than most players would. Understand that Amnesiac really likes to put every minion he can onto the board as early as possible just to contest any of the mid-range minions. And picking up on that fact, held on to the backstab in order to do this exact play right here.
It just made sense, you know. Zalae's life total is a resource. He needs it in terms of, you know, so he doesn't die, but it's not like Amnesiac is focusing his efforts into just trying to kill Zalae as quickly as possible. A lot of it is the minions are trying to play a disruption effect. So fight that as strong as you can.
In order for Zalae to win, he has to get some of these minions to connect anyways. Might as well, you know, just clear up the board when he can. We've seen Zalae draw a lot of spiders recently. Spiders have his back. He might as well be Spider-Man at this point.
It's looking like a Shroom Brewer to me.
I think so as well. Just take that value trade and Shroom Brewer back up. It's so good. Better than Earthen Ring Farseer.
That's just so good.
Bubblies and Yummies, Admirable. Bubblies and Yummies.
Just kill the minion for free. So good.
And played a 4/4. That said Bubblies and Yummies.
That's kind of an interesting draw.
When does Zalae finally say, you know what? No more board tension. It's time to send it upstairs.
Well, that's really the thing is, the Cold Blood is two different options. It's either, make sure this Twilight Drake stops just chopping away the board turn after turn, or say, hey, I got 14 bursts from hand. He's at 21.
I think the burst route is something Zalae is seriously considering here. I don't even mind Faldori Strider, Cold Blood, ship it face.
You are definitely pretty much giving up board if you do that. And then
But I don't see him winning board with his hand ever.
Well, he's got the spiders in the deck. That's one of the reasons I think Faldori Strider is so strong in Miracle Rogue, is you can just continue the board fight, and at some point, just an explosion of a bunch of spiders. But this makes sense to me. I mean,
Makes sense as well, yeah.
The prompt of clearing is on Amnesiac in this spot. It's not on Zalae.
Yeah, and also the Cold Blood will always get that 4 damage in.
The other thing, too, is that if he just pushes with the SI7 agent that turn, I got reminded of this, of course, because the draw drops him to the Hook Reaver range. So if instead he just waits on that Cold Blood, Amnesiac, he's 1 life out of life tapping into a Hooked Reaver.
I mean, there's multiple reasons to hold on to that Cold Blood there. The Cold Blood will always get the 4 damage in with Leroy, because he's going to have to connect the Leroy damage anyways. He saves it for Gadgetzan Auctioneer to get more draw, and he plays around the Hooked Reaver by doing this. Commits a 1-2 that could get an extra 1 damage in that could matter in the long run as well.
Yep. I liked everything about that.
Smart thinking from Zalae.
Makes sense.
They don't call him Spider-Man for nothing. I think his Spidey senses are tingling.
I think you're the first person to ever call Zalae Spider-Man.
No, that's his nickname. I was talking to him behind the scenes.
Well known throughout the Midwest.
Calls his subscribers the Spiderlings. I may have made some of that up.
The board tempo is now lost.
I think it's time to go in with Gadgetzan Auctioneer and try and get the job done.
There's 6 spiders in the deck.
Oh, another Cold Blood picked up. You draw the spiders. Another Eviscerate.
Ooh. Well, now.
That's so much damage, Admirable.
But Amnesiac just showed that he's willing to, start pressuring you back as well. The fact that he was so intent on trading with everything in the last game, and in this one, he hits your port minion and then ships the other 4 face. Is he planning to try to clock you back? And again, every single time he doesn't push damage, it means he's got to connect for more. But every time he does push damage, in this spot, it's the plated beetle trades.
So the one thing I'm looking at here is if Zalae decides to go face, he then pushes this damage, puts Amnesiac down to 18. He has 18 damage in his hand over the course of the game and could try and get there. I mean, the beetle math makes it a little bit more difficult. Does have the SI7, could pick up a Shiv and potentially go Shiv, SI7, double Eviscerate. Something to consider going face there.
He's just trying to... I think it's worth a consideration, but I think it's much wiser to play for the strength of your deck right now, which is the ambush. If Amnesiac's not killing you just turn after turn, that impending big turn of spiders makes a big impact. In this spot, trading off with that Cold Blood, Amnesiac, he can't just leave an Auctioneer on board. He's got to trade his 4/4 back.
But he was going to trade the 4/4 anyways. The most damage Amnesiac could push that turn was 4.
Sure, but then the plated beetle just gets a clean kill, and the damage keeps clocking. That's the thing, is that damage clock against you. Does this buy him actually more time by trading off here? I think it does.
But he effectively missed 2 damage that turn, because although the plated beetle heals for 3, he missed 5 damage.
But then something like this could have happened too. He silences the Auctioneer, trades out the plated beetle, hits you for 8. And now you look down and you go, ooh, that's a lot of damage I just took. I think it was very wise of him to trade. And about 25% of his deck is ambush right now. Like, the fact that he hasn't drawn one, this is kind of unlucky.
Yeah, it's a little unlucky, but he does have a lot of damage in the hand. How much damage does he currently have? Can't really commit at all. He needs to find a way to commit the damage now and end the game on the next turn. Maybe he starts off with Backstab, the Spellbreaker, SI7 agents it, commits a Cold Blood. The only thing is a lot of these plays, unless he plays Leroy this turn, gets stopped by the Hooked Reaver.
I don't know. I think he's gonna continue to take this piece by piece. I could be wrong.
Looks like that's what he's going for. I mean, he does have the availability of going Leroy Cold Blood Eviscerate next turn.
That's the thing. It's like it's 14 from hand, and Amnesiac face up on board is not killing both these minions. He once again is just outside of the range of Hooked Reaver, so he'd have to life tap for that, and that leaves him on a 4-mana and a 2-mana play. You know, it's that balance against Hooked Reaver. It's reminding me of like the old Molten Giant turns, where if you put him too low, then suddenly you just got blown out. In this spot, he can actually answer Hooked Reaver. And again, that ambush turn, it's going to happen at some point.
Amnesiac just playing so aggressive here. Hunting up both minions and just pushing it face turn after turn.
This is really interesting. So he's effectively at 19 once the Plated Beetle's through, and that's got to be the worst draw in Zalae's deck. I think there's a couple of bad draws right now.
I mean, maybe prep would have been a little worse, but yeah, I mean, that's basically a prep right now. That does nothing.
So many options.
Trying to think if Amnesiac has lethal damage on the follow-up. Zalae can commit another Eviscerate to clean up the tooth.
It felt painful when you said that.
It was painful enough to clear the first 4/4 with the first Eviscerate.
So many options.
He might have to. I mean,
I think he does.
Here we go.
This just feels so awful to do, but you have to do it.
Too soon.
I mean, maybe he just doesn't do anything and holds it for a turn, maybe commits the Fireflies, and
just feels like he's got to take a risk.
Just feels like he's got to take a risk, but he's going to Eviscerate it. That way he's not dead to the Hellfire. Going to hold on to the second Flame Elemental for a combo enabler.
Zalae, I mean, he's covered. He just feels like he's like, I'm dead.
Oh, he put it back.
Well, it didn't happen instantaneously, so.
Yeah, Amnesiac, if he had the Argent Commander there, that would have happened immediately. But Amnesiac's got to be careful not to life tap into a range where... I don't know.
I mean, that's exactly what he's thinking about. You know, if he life taps too much, you know, does he need life tap in this spot is what I'm thinking. And I think the answer is no. Push 8. Play again Greymane. Say, well, how do you kill me? You just use all your Eviscerates. Clearly don't have a Vile Spine. No ambush has been drawn. I mean, at this point, the ambush doesn't even do anything.
That's why I was wondering, maybe maybe going
left.
for the face plan might have ended up a little bit better. It's hard to say.
I think he ends up in the same spot. Desperation, Fan of Knives. Vile Spine is not enough mana to be used. Zalae throws out the well played, and Amnesiac is going to take down Zalae 3-1 and claim himself the DreamHack HCT Grand Prix champion.
Just impressive play overall from all of those games. Both these players, you know,